Today, we're going to go from these old antlers to these using this. All right, so this week I'm going to be taking these deer antlers out of our front yard. We planted these deer last year and they still haven't sprouted. So I'm going to take these antlers in and show you a really easy way to liven things up and make them stay beautiful as long as they're outside. I've also got this one that I'm going to bring in as well. Here's what you're going to need for your antler refresh. You're going to need antlers, gloves, paper towel, tape, saran or plastic, steel wool, nail or toothbrush, and dark roast coffee grounds. These are a day old and fresh ones. Your antlers probably feel a little chalky on the outside, so take your steel wool and rub all that chalkiness off. Notice how there's still a little bit of color in this middle area, and notice how at the base there really isn't much color at all. You're going to really notice how these natural tones affect staining with coffee. If you're hoping to keep your skull uncolored or you're not going to paint it, the best thing you can do is to wrap it with some painter's tape or masking tape and some saran or some sort of plastic. Now here comes the fun part. You're going to take these coffee grinds and you're going to rub them all over your antlers. You want to be sure that you stay away from the ends of the tines because normally in nature they get rubbed on trees or different things and they are a lot lighter. So concentrate your coffee grinds in the middle and the base of the antlers. Once your antlers are dry, you can use your steel wool to lighten any dark spots by buffing them out. Here's the side-by-side. I'm loving this color already. I wanted to show you one side cleaned up and the other side was still coffee grinds, but you see that base is still really light. So I decided to do a second coat, this time with fresh, really fine ground, medium blend coffee. And look at that rich color. I am so glad that I decided to do this a second time. Fresh is definitely better than day old. I'm staying away from the ends because they've already got some color on them. Here's my second Deadhead. It was super porous. See, notice those little cracks? It's been out in the sun for a couple years. So it really soaked up that coffee. If you were going to display this in your house, I'd probably fill those cracks, but it's just going in my garden, so I'm not really super concerned about it. I'm packing and pushing those grinds in really well at the base of these antlers because of those bumps. So it's a different texture. It needs to be pressed in really well. After everything's dry, use your brush to get rid of all those grinds. I'm coating my antlers at least 3 times with this clear spray paint to protect it from the elements. But don't do this inside. Thanks for joining me today, guys, and I'll catch you next Wednesday.